She goes, well, the midnight cream because of you. Like moved the needle in like the multi-billion-dollar sphere. That was crazy. It was crazy.
What stands out most from walking in Paris Fashion Week?
The magnitude, like the honor, the street cred. There was just something about, because it's the non-traditional route that I do everything with. I always say, like, how you do anything is how you do everything. I do everything. I take literally the shape of these dumb nails that I talked about the other day as seriously as the meeting with Trump. Like, I hyperfixate on everything. So I don't do it if I'm not gonna really focus on it. So I got myself there because whatever lip gloss I was talking about or however I was talking to the people, I did it to the best of my ability.
What did midnight cream teach you?
I mean, I'm still learning from it because I didn't know it had happened until months later. I didn't understand what was going on in like the underbelly of like the algorithm. So in the morning, like any other morning, like just in a Japanime cheapo sweatshirt, like pajamas effectively, hadn't brushed my teeth yet, hadn't washed my face yet, but not just looking like a train wreck in the morning, opening this cream that I bought at a very like old CVS, and it was on the back. It was like a discontinued product. I found out. The only reason I found this out is because someone from iHeart said they had been sitting with someone at L'Oreal who said they had to start manufacturing the product because they had discontinued it. They exploded. They weren't expecting this, but because it was like, I'd never seen the product before. I was just intrigued by the jar. I don't know. And so I talked about it, but I didn't know it was going viral.
I just love this, and I love this packaging. This is at the level.
I didn't know that this rich cream was like going viral and that they were selling like millions and millions of dollars in units of this stuff. I didn't really realize. I didn't realize until I was in the Find Your Outfit in Paris at Paris Fashion Week. This woman was paying all this attention to me, and she was nice, and I was talking to her, and I speak French, and she was like, it was amazing what you did with the midnight cream. And I was like, oh my God, next time maybe I would have brushed my teeth. And she said, no, it was so real, and I didn't realize that she's the HBIC of L'Oreal. Like, one ring for Anna Wintour, this woman. This woman runs L'Oreal Global. I literally showed her my TikTok that said, there was a TikTok that I did that was like, good morning, you fabulous today, go out and take the day. Like, I showed her this, and she's like, I am a fabulous I'm gonna go take the day. And then we were talking to some girls that work, and I was like, what are your biggest categories in L'Oreal? Like, I'm like an intern showing up here, so excited. And they're like, well, skincare. I'm like, well, what's the biggest? And I wasn't fishing. I didn't even know this was about me. Literally did. She goes, well, the midnight cream because of you. Like, moved the needle in like the multi-billion-dollar sphere. That was crazy. It was crazy.
To what extent was it that kind of encouraged you to embrace being an influencer?
It wasn't that. That was just one of 1,000 things. That was just a thing. There have been a lot of other things like that. I've changed people's entire businesses. Like,
okay,
crazy.
what was it then, you think?
It was.
I mean, and I asked that because, like, you
like, why do I do it? Is that the question?
Yeah, like, you don't
Oh my God,
need
it's a
obviously.
creative. No, because it's the most creative. It's being on Saturday Night Live all day long. It's just my dream. My only dream in life that I've never realized is to host Saturday Night Live or to be on the show. Been mentioned 5 times, but who's counting? But like, it's Saturday Night Live. It's complete. Everybody here is like watches the crazy show every day. It's like some shenanigans that I'm getting into all day about something ridiculous. It doesn't matter. We're on a hunt for a cookie or the frosting, or we're doing this, or we're stopping here, or we're going to Queens. Like, it's completely insane all day. It's fun. So it's fun. It's alive. It's improv.
What's been the path that you've gone for, like, figuring out how to monetize all this?
No plan. But once I started to realize that here too, we have a proprietary formula that no one else has in how we're managing the entire landscape of social media. And like, I was at Tim Dillon's birthday party last week, and there were a lot of very famous comedians and a lot of high profile people. And 3 people said, 2 of them were men, said to me, you're changing the social media space. Like, some people are sort of getting it. They don't know what they're seeing and why it exists, but they know something's happening. So it started as me not believing that Maybelline sent me a bunch of lip glosses, because I used to say to my ex, and I'd say to my assistants, I'd be like, I think I'm a social media influencer, as a joke, like as a satire, right? And then I'd start to say, I think I might actually be an influencer. And then the lip gloss came, and I was like, oh my God, we got lip gloss. And then content that I had already shot, someone asked me if they could license it. And so I said, well, you have to pay to license it. You can't use my name and so then over the course of the next 2 years, I would go with the biggest agencies that everyone said they're gonna make you so much money. Like, go with these big agencies, they're experts at this thing. And they have made probably for me 5% of the money that I make from the major agencies that work with all the major brands. We did it all ourselves in-house. I just knew immediately I wanted to do it myself.
Okay, and so the long-term goals with it are what?
None. Literally none. I mean, we're building something that'll be announced in the next couple of weeks that is a function of me knowing from the minute this started that everybody needs to know where this all is. Like, where does it live? Where's the marketplace? How do they get it? Where's the list about it? So it's more of an organizational product, but it's going to solve so many problems, and it's going to be this like world and this universe, and that's going to be the big ticket item. It's going to be a Bethenny marketplace, but because of the way that I move and the tentacles and the way that my mind works and the way that I think, it's just going to operate very differently, and the way people interact with it and what they get from it and what it actually is, the beast that it is, the marketplace that it is, will be very different.
And what's your vision for it?
It's got so many different aspects to it I mean, there's nothing I don't speak to. I speak to travel, I speak to motherhood, I speak to organization, I speak to politics, I speak to relief work, I speak to hair, nails, makeup, every, affordable home. There's nothing I don't speak to. Food, restaurants, anything. So dating, so that all of that will live there. So we had a goal, which was a lofty goal for what it would do in a month. Like, who would be interested in this and going to subscribe? And it did that in an hour. It's Bloomingdale's. It's Bethenny Dale's. What do you get on the second floor? What are you getting on the third floor? Are you selling something on the third floor? Are you giving away free samples on the first floor? Are people talking to each other on the ninth floor? Are there tastings on this floor? It's a world with different escalators and different places to go.